has reshaped his entire ZvT and showcase killer style. Can he make it through today? It's EG's Jaedong.
And spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner, as you said, cross-map position, the blue Terran, the powerhouse aggressor. It is StarTale's Hack.
I think this is one of the grossest maps for Overlord placement ever. I mean, pretty much every map has these little spots where it's always easy to like drop off. But even like in between the bases, where there's this chasm, where you'd really want to be keeping tabs on the expansions, there's really no safety zone. It's kind of easy to pick off Overlords. You have to take these long skirted routes, and as a result, you have to rely more on units to do your spotting.
That's why it's so incredibly important to drone scout in the beginning stages, because there are a lot of situations where you can run into double proxy barracks and then you're not in a good position. So just verifying exactly what you're up against, that's important.
I mean, Jaedong scouted early too. I mean, this is I mean, he's almost at another base by the time his hatchery is done. Now, actually, I want to ask a personal question, Andre.
Okay, go.
How often when you're playing Starcraft and you're on a huge map like Frost and your scouting worker gets to an empty main, you think, well, I could always just expand here.
I do that sometimes.
It's like that dirty temptation where you're like, I'll just put a pylon here in case I want to expand there later.
You know, Ninja expansions are so good though in best of series. Like, nobody expects Ninja expansions in best of series. It just flies out of their heads. So I would say do that every game.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy. I mean, it's very easy to lose at StarCraft. I mean, if you game one, I think is actually both of the first two games are perfect examples of that. That Jaedong misscouted, lost to Hellions game one. Hack didn't scout, lost to the big roach drop. If you miss scout, you lose. So you spend so much effort checking and spotting and poking and prodding at a strategy that it's very easy to just forget. He can expand wherever the heck he wants at the start of the game.
He's not going to do that this time around, but I think that's one of the most important mind games to actually include in your builds. When you're a pro gamer, how many times did you do that?
Hide expansions?
Yeah.
Only when I was losing, which kind of made it more predictable, but that's okay, because when I'd win, I'd be like, I just hit a base, and there you go. That's that. I mean, it's amazingly powerful to have the extra two geysers up and running.
Because it's not only that, it's your opponent thinking that you're only on a certain amount of bases, so they prepare for something, and your range is way outside of what they actually think it is.
Yeah,
that's what makes it so hard.
No one expects a 2-base, 5 Stargate Void Ray player.
Top 10, man. It's top 10 builds.
Now, I like Jaedong. He's going for a very normal-looking opening, early expand with 2 queens, but he's going up to 4 queens right away because, as we talked about, look at the angles that need to be defended. This front. And then if he goes to take this third base, obviously it has this high ground area that has its own separate entrance on the northern bridge. There's this huge fat ramp area. Okay, well, what if Jaedong wants to expand here as a third? He has the full left, drops from behind, and the right, and still needs to cover this. So, I mean, having creep spread on this map is essential. Hack, though, going for the same build we saw in game one.
What build or what third base locations do you think is best for both these players?
I'm personally a big fan of the bottom one for Jaedong, just because it's a little bit more easily monitorable from the watchtower. You know he's going to be going Hellions, and for Hack, I definitely think it is this southern base right here. Much easier to sort of mine up, and you want to have that rally where you can just plop right down there and hold the 2 bases.
It makes a lot of sense. And, well, just to add, I do like that 4-queen opening. It makes so much sense just to really get the queens openings. But wow, he's looking to take the top middle expansion instead.
Okay, so what does this change for Jaedong? He needs to get good monitoring at the top side. His Overlord's moving that way already. The Hellions immediately start to move on down. Jaedong is not going to have Ling speed. He's just going to have queens. He's going to have to rely very heavily on this choke point to defend his natural expansion. He's only at 2 gas geysers. This is probably the hardest part in the game. If Hack can deal enough damage and deny the creep enough, he will have the lead. Otherwise, Jaedong will have the lead.
So I almost feel like this build facilitates going roaches in the beginning stages, just because you don't want to necessarily be spreading creep to that top middle position or the top right of the third base. That seems like a very fruitless effort just to do all around. So you need some sort of power unit normally. And it is roaches a lot of the times, but we don't see a roach one going down anytime soon. Lair is not on the way just yet.
I mean, Jaedong's basically saying, I have a ton of faith in my queens.
Yes.
And that is something I never put any faith in ever when I play Zerg. They run off on creep, and I'm like, retreat, and they're like, I mean, queens that get off creep are one of the worst units in the world. It's still not as embarrassing, though, as when you have to time warp to save your mothership core.
Definitely so. Lair is going down. Yeah, he's just continuing on. Probably going to do the standard Ling Bling Muta. And I don't blame him because he's in cross spawn positions. I mean, let's be honest, it's hard for Hack to really be aggressive. We were talking about how long the distances are. Hack is known for being an aggressive player, but what is it?
Look at this. Now, normally a Terran player... Oh, Jaedong spots everything on the way in. This is tremendous because Hack actually looks like he is cheating right now with the pace that he's coming. He's gone 3 command center, and he's getting his medevacs out at 9 minutes. That's obscenely early. He's delayed his engineering bays by a minute each. He's going to be getting as fast of 2-2, which will hurt him a little in the mid game, but he's making up for it by doing an absolutely brutal drop play right now. He can actually just straight push the front, and he already has a 3rd command center done and moving out. I mean, you might not recognize it, but Hack is playing about a minute and a half faster
that's
than
really
most
cool.
players.
No, I like that. Normally you use your barracks to put the reactor on your, or excuse me, you use your factory to put a reactor on your other barracks, but he used it to put it on the starport first, and he just made a regular reactor with his barracks directly after that. So that's why he doesn't have as many units, but he is coming in here a lot faster. Surprising Jaedong and able to kill a lot of drones.
Oh my god, Jaedong clearly completely caught off guard. We see everything sweep on in. That's exactly what Hack wants. What do you do when a player gets his medevacs up that quickly? That is absurd. Well, no, Stim is done.
That's right.
There's no combat shield even really started yet.
But now here's when things are going to snowball in Jaedong's favor. 1-1 just finishes. That gives him the timing to really shut down this aggression. He's going to have a lot of time before 1-1 is finished for his opponent. Yes, there will be a mobility advantage for the Terran, but Hack will not be able to maintain this constant aggression with just how sturdy these Zerglings will become.
This is terrifying. We see, oh, Hack botches a bit. Loses a pack of units and a medevac, but Hack's not done with his drop aggression yet. He's heading straight back up to that 3rd. Jaedong hovering at 62 workers. Would love to be closer up to 80. Oh my god, the mines! Jaedong!
Great mic from both players.
Oh, it looks like a little bit of burrow-unburrow action. Jaedong detonates on the mines in an absolutely perfect split.
And you saw just a couple of Zerglings were able to take out the Marines on top. It just shows you that difference. But now 1-1 is finished for Hack, so things will trade out a little bit better. Jaedong's playing this really well, though. I have to say, defending with pretty small losses. Yes, 14 drones, but he's able to drone up a while, and now he's going to have mutas out in the field to really stabilize.
I mean, you really see how Hack is using these attacks as his defense. This expansion, completely widespread out in the open, very easy to pick off with a lot of Zerglings, but Hack with these attacks has managed to keep it up. Jaedong with his first attempt to a counter swing run headlong into a huge pack of units. I mean, Jaedong's hope here is going to be exactly what we saw him do earlier, which is to use those mind-charming skills, where he plays his flute and it hypnotizes the mine and they somehow don't go off. Do you know what I'm talking about with his Zerglings moving up and moving back? Come on, help me out here, Greetor.
It's so good. All right, Jaedong going in for another round. Centrifugal Hooks isn't finished just yet, but he's able to not dance that flute. Well, he doesn't really dance the flute. You know what I'm talking about.
I get it.
But he's just going to swing in and out, stopping Hack from moving on any further. I think Hack's in a pretty good position, though, right now. I mean, he has his 3rd. It's roaring up in economy. I thought Jaedong might have been in a good position if he shut down his opponent, but he lost a lot in that bottom tower. And from here, he needs to saturate his 4th still.
Yeah, the 4th base hasn't really done anything. It's just like a vestigial hatchery at this point in time. Hack has extremely low health medevacs to do all the harassment that he was doing early on. He spent a lot of cash on that, so his army's kind of lacking, but that mine!
There's the flute.
Yeah, actually goes off and picks down a medevac, another medevac heading to the north side. This creep spread is so wonderful by Jaedong.
And that's the big thing with Hack. I mean, he really likes these 1 medevac drops, and you might say that's common. Oh, big engagement happening, and somehow the flutes work so well. Muta's going to be able to take out the Marines and the Widow Mines on the top. Zergling Baneling on the bottom. Things look good so far for Jaedong as he's able to stabilize, but Hack might be able to snowball this as he's doing some great multi-pronged harassment.
Gosh, the Baneling's going off on the mines. Hack immediately lifting back up, heading back home. Another mine at the top. Sergeant mine with 10 kills up in the top right. But Jaedong's still holding on, 143 to 166. Jaedong retreats. 2-2 done for Hack, 1-2 done for Jaedong, who looks like he's preparing a massive flank. Oh, and the mines picked down everything in mid. Those are going to pop down immediately. Mine count down to 358 Marines on the map, though. Hack is incredible with these drops.
Oh, drop at the natural. Look at that. He's really spreading his opponent out, but Mutas are split up. What an interesting way to do this. Taking out the medevacs, but a lot of Mutas dying at the natural base. Drones getting picked off. Hack is playing so well in this series.
Hack is a million places at once in this match. Fourth base, not even functioning. Mutas went after the fat pack of medevacs, but they were all full, unloaded, ripped down, almost all of them. 5 Mutalisks remain. 52 Zerglings is the bulk of Hack's, the bulk of Jaedong's force. He's moving the Zerglings in, more mines there to detonate. I mean, Jaedong needs to get his Mutalisk count up. He needs to hold off on the Baneling production, stabilize there, and begin picking off some of these medevacs.
But Hack doesn't even give him a chance to. Now, again, reinforcing over in the top middle side where he knows the Mutas. We're dealing with the fourth base, defending against that. And now he's going yet again into the third and maybe into the main base at the same time. No, he's doing a big doom drop. Oh my goodness.
This is so risky. If this does game-ending damage, of course Hack's going to win then. But if Jaedong can pull back and hold this off, then that could just spell disaster for Hack. He's committed so many resources.
Well, look at this, an attack at the third base. It looks like the economy of Hack has just been able to soar above Jaedong's. Yes, he has a higher harvester count, and now pushing into the third base. He's all over Jaedong. Nice connections with Baneling to mines.
Oh, this is so close for Jaedong. I mean, a single Marauder doing his work in the mineral lines. Queen's going to have to clean that one up. Jaedong slowly but surely sweeping his way down. Thinks Marines seem like a pretty good unit. He'll get 6 of his own.
Yeah, but one thing, though, that I love that Hack's doing is he just has mines in these single medevacs, so it makes it so much harder for Jaedong to multitask all of these attacks because he needs an overseer over. If you look at the third base, there is, I believe, there's just units of mines littered all over there, making it so hard for Jaedong to just properly mine. And it forces his Mutas over there. As soon as he sees Mutas are on that side of the map, he's able to press on the other side. It's just these micro decisions by Hack are so good.
Yeah. This is really the terrifying moment for the Zerg player, because as Zerg, you've been holding on for so long, you've been withstanding, and you're finally starting to feel like you've stabilized. Nope, there's the GG. Jaedong not going to try to go toe-to-toe in what is essentially an already lost game.
That's right. I mean, we had 3-2 just about to finish, or +3 attack just about to finish for Hack. You're supposed to be very cost efficient as Zerg because you've already done droning with that 2-2 against 2-2. Then you're able to get good trades because you just have so many more units.